episode 3 of the Mainly Wrestling Show. I'm 1/3 of the tripod alongside Lissy, Almeida and John Jacobs. Guys, we're here to watch the World Championship Wrestling. That's a lot of waving from Lissy. You're far too full of beans.
Waves like this. Have you noticed?
Isn't that how they ended? Was it Happy Days or
Sunny Days?
No? Maybe not. It's a different type of show.
My favorite is when they introduce all the contestants on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and they just have a close of them and they're all waving like this.
Chris Tarrant, yeah, going through. This is Mary.
Some of them you get the list. Some of them with a double hand. Some of them just go like that. Yeah.
They're like on Family Fortunes as well, but
they're always super exaggerated though. I feel like you get an insight into the person's psyche on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You know. Anyway, Mainly Wrestling.
The next channel, Game Show Insights with John Jacobs. Anyway, we're going to watch the 16th of May episode of World Championship Wrestling from the TBS Studios in Atlanta, where the Midnight Express take on Ron Garvin and Barry Windham for the now defunct United States Tag Team titles. JJ, we don't often see a big league match here, two big sides against each other, so I'm sure you're excited for the significance of this.
I am. Usually, it's big name versus jobber, big name versus jobber, cut to an interview, big name versus jobber. So it'll be interesting to see how this kind of match goes down on this on the TV special.
Yeah, and Lissy, it can't really get any worse since what was it, the 23rd of June episodes of Superstars we were watching episode 2. That was something.
Painful. That was painful. Thank you for that. We appreciated your efforts in making us pay for.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was the man whose surname I can't pronounce, putting requests in. I want to say, is it Nick? Nick.
Thanks, Nick. We're still.
Nick Opolowski. Yeah, there you go. Cheers, Nick.
I hope he watched it after all that.
Well, at the time of recording it, it's going out today, and then as of in future, we will put a new episode out every Monday. So, John, got to get those kids to bed, buddy, because people need to see our opinions on 80s wrestling, don't they?
80s, 90s, noughties, get your requests in. We'll do whatever.
We will press on. It is World Championship Wrestling, the 16th of May, 1987. If you're on the network, like those fine people outside of North America, it is World Championship Wrestling /6464. Listen, if you're on the cock like you are, where do we go?
If you're on the cock, very simple, World Championship Wrestling Season 3, Episode 19, May 16th, 1987.
And I will get shouted at if I don't do the countdown. So we will click play in 3, 2, 1. And you should have the wonderful Tony Schiavone introducing us like only he can. I used to love those tag belts. So simple.
Beautiful belts.
I remember the Steiners held them for a long time. I want to say about 90, 89, 90, when WCW kind of went to shits.
They are quite nice.
This is the awful intro. 96, they had a brilliant.
Yeah, no dancing here, guys.
No dancing. No deserved. Ted Turner, what have you done with the intro?
Can we I will never get over the fact, I don't know how many times I've said this and I can continue to say it, but the fact that his name is David Crockett, do you guys know who
David Crockett, yeah, I get the joke. Can we say as well, Tony's stash and hair, mullet is just tremendous at this point.
Ooh, it's top.
With a TBS Sports, I think he was so pleased. I think they presented him with another TBS Sports jacket, 35 years on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just, and I imagine someone like Tony really appreciated that type of touch.
Jack, can I ask you? So obviously this is 1987.
Yes, darling.
WrestleMania 3 was 2 months prior. Mm-hmm. Where were we in the ratings, fight at this time?
I think WWF have just basically been killing it ever since, right? That was Hogan, Andre, and they were.
That's what I wanted to hear.
They were doing I think they had the 4 different house show loops at this stage. Oh wow! Let me just track this because GMD is really rocking the pink.
Yeah, I love this.
Still got his tennis racket.
States Tag Team Championship.
Jim Crockett Promotion hasn't been as hot as 86, which the Horseman really wild against Dusty, and Dusty starts to kind of lose track. So Jim Cornette is feuding with Barry Windham and Ronnie Garvin. He threw a fireball at him in February, and this was the culmination of a 4-month feud. But Flair and the Horsemen don't really have anyone to they're too good a heel. No babyface really matches up. So Flair is feuding with precious. Oh God, not precious. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, because he wants his woman, and he says, "Look, I want her. So how about we wrestle?" And then I get it. Like, okay. So this doesn't age very well.
That's how women work.
Yeah, and there's not really a lot going on compared to '86, where
Can I say it?
would never happen. I can't do the voice.
Madness.
Would never happen. Yeah, the Freebirds are coming in from Texas. JJ, have you seen much of Michael Hayes in his actual pomp?
Whoa.
Not really.
Right,
Here's
bit.
the end.
Not
Let's check this, because I imagine a lot of other people haven't, because there's not a lot of footage out there. This is Bad Street USA.
No, Bad Street GA.
What did I say?
Huh?
What did I say?
I don't know. I'm stuck with shit.
No, I thought it was in USA.
I know you did.
Second line.
The band.
He was the muscle of the free man operation. Michael was a talker, and
Ant-Man was the worker.
yes, he was the third member of the free ball.
Say again? What is happening? What is happening? What are you doing?
That's right. The boys are going to be back in town Sunday.
And the Freebirds were like pretty much ahead of their time in the sense that they would just go from territory to territory. And Michael Hayes has gone on record saying, when you are really hot in the territory, that's when you leave. Because say you've had a big angle, like they'd have big angles with the Von Erichs in Dallas, then go to Mid-South or go to the Carolinas. Because when you come back, you are like still perceived as the biggest thing going.
Yep. Like when Cody Rhodes came back to WWE for at least 3 weeks, he felt special.
I've just started watching him on the Broken Skull sessions, and again, Cody's the best worker in the business.
Wait,
he talks
JJ.
so much shit that I wouldn't believe a single word of it.
I know. JJ, and then week 4?
Yeah. Look, still, like the match against Seth at WrestleMania Backlash was obviously excellent.
Oh, don't you give it its full name, you for the Fed. It's Backlash. Call it Backlash.
It's so hard to say it.
Is it Hell in a Cell next?
I believe so, yes.
So that, I mean, the third match, builds that nicely. It's just like,
is it
I want to see him do different things.
Going back to my childhood, Hell in a Cell was a massive feud. It was Taker Shawn, it was Taker Mankind, and then
it was Taker and somebody.
The Boss Man, yeah.
We know it's been
diluted.
6 months. It has been diluted, but look.
My last memory of Hell in a Cell is The Fiend and Seth Rollins, so I'm.
Oh, horrible match. No, look, Seth screwed Cody out of the US title. It's got to go to Hell in a Cell after that, Jack. The US title.
Was that Raw main event going to a non-finish?
Yeah, rare.
Never happened. Oh right, yeah, it did happen.
The US title, the prize.
Hey, Dusty won that when his retirement was on the line. Stargate '87. I like the fact that they're just going to chime in with Dusty for every. Cody's like going, "I've lived off my dad's legacy. I don't want to talk about him," and now everything is around Dusty.
Yeah, of course
it
it
is.
is.
Garden. Dusty was the US champion.
Okay, let's watch.
When he wins the title.
I would track it, but they go over Barry Windham. What a man! What a specimen.
Can we just talk about what the hell?
This is so 80s.
Is this the main event? Is this the rest of the show?
No, Teddy Long as well. Look at that hair. Go on, Teddy.
That's literally like a halter top.
It looks a bit like a cross between Teddy Long and Uncle Phil right here.
Stan Lane's tights of the split night. Yeah, wipe those feet, buddy.
Teddy has the juiciest curls, though.
I mean, how ridiculous is it to think the man refereeing here would be the general manager of the second most watched wrestling show on the planet 20 years
As
later.
as they say, anything can happen in the
In the World
WWE.
Wrestling Federation.
Do you remember, like, Vince said that at least once an episode back in the day?
Well, anything can happen, King.
Welcome to the World Wrestling Federation.
1, 2, we got no. Okay, no. Again, my childhood is just WWF VHSs with him showing 1, 2. Whenever Vince says he had him, he never had him. Like, kick out. Wow, he's got him.
Good insight.
Look at Barry. So Ron Garvin here used to wrestle with
Right.
Jim Crockett Senior back in the early 70s. He is chiseled. He's got a really thick, like, Montreal accent. Yeah, he'd always come on TV and say he was proud to be an American.
Yeah.
I'm proud to
Maybe
be an
he's-
American. You know, me and
from
Jimmy, great
upstate.
American people.
Maybe he's from upstate New York. Don't know.
He's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and speaks like it.
So you say.
But it's really weird to see him without knee pads.
No, this non-knee pad thing, it just will never catch on with me.
Some nice chain wrestling for Bobby Eaton and Ron Garvin is still alive as well. I think about 78 now. He would win the belt from Flair this year in September. He's about 45, yeah, 43. But the fact that Ron Garvin would be the guy to beat Flair was like, yeah, that was just a disaster of a booking decision. And Jim Crockett Promotions kind of went downhill since.
I feel like we covered some of those episodes in the lead up to that.
We did.
When Flair just spent the next like 8 weeks going mental, doing like a 4-minute promo where he's gradually become more unhinged and lose clothing.
Sorry, I see that this has been posted by No Context Corny, so I just wanted to bring this up. Why would you ever, on the No Context Corny page, whoever runs that page, post something that says, send the young bucks to wrestling school? How dare you? How
Hey, look,
dare
it's got
you?
200 likes on Instagram in an hour, so, you know.
Fucking behavior.
Follow No Context
whoever
Corny on
did that.
Instagram. There you go. We're just about to hit 10,000 followers. I've only put about 60 posts up.
Well, Corny's on right now, so I thought it was a little appropriate to bring it up.
Yeah, the weird thing is, and I really shouldn't feed into that fan base, but I don't want to call them lemmings, but sorry, that post has had 384 likes in an hour. Zoom in on that.
We can't see
Hey,
shit, Jack. It's all
like
blurry.
you've got the blurred filter on, so that
I haven't got the blur filter on today.
We can't see anything.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
No Context Corny on Instagram. But the thing is, it's weird. So they called it the Cult of Cornette, right? And it is genuine. His fan base would shit on anything he said. I don't like it. It is unreal.
That's all it takes.
And I shouldn't really feed into it, but you know, hey, gotta get some likes.
You can't have a No Context Corny page without including the things that he hates.
It's like Lissy doing a selfie like this before a podcast, right? You got to give the people what they want.
You got to. First of all, I do not do the lips. I smile. Okay.
Me and the lads looking at 80s wrestling. If Carlsberg did Thursdays. I mean, look at Barry Windham here. Why did they not stick the belt on him?
Barry Windham.
I can't hear the.
If you look at this tag team, Barry Windham and Ronnie Garvin, and go, which one should we put the belt on, guys? How did they pick the wrong one?
The 6'7", like stud looking from Sweetwater, Texas.
The proud American.
The problem was with Barry, like he was never reliable enough. Like Ron Garvin was an old pro, or he wouldn't. I suppose at this time in the wrestling landscape, so you've probably seen Big Boss Man as Big Bubba as being Jim Cornette's bodyguard for the last year. He's had to go to Mid-South 3 weeks ago and win the belt because Vince has just loaded the one-man gang to go to WWF. So again, now that they own both promotions, Dusty sent Bubba to Mid-South, and Vince was basically lowering away every top talent as he has done for the previous 4 years. You know, they thought that they had Flair signed in '88, and he said, "I just can't do it. It's just I've got too much loyalty to Jim Crockett, without realizing then Jim Crockett sold the business to Ted Turner based on his valuation was double because Flair was there and the guy, and signed for 3 years. Stan Lane, who replaced Dennis Condrey. Stan Lane was just a bellboy in a hotel. I think is it Myrtle Beach? Lissy, you know American geography better than me. Myrtle Beach, is that like
in South Carolina?
Myrtle Beach is the Bridlington of the East Coast.
It's the what?
The Bridlington.
It is not.
Violet? How about Whitby?
I mean, I think back then it was nice. It's like it's a vacation
Not quite
destination.
Scarborough though.
No. Like and there's a lot of golfing there, and things that men enjoy.
I can say it's fun. Anyway, Flair had a holiday home there, and Stan Lane was just working in a hotel. He goes, "Do you wrestle?" "No." "Well, you should. Look at you." And then trained him.
Who did he say this to?
Stan Lane. He was working in a hotel in Myrtle Beach, where Flair would take some of the Space Mountain heads, should we say. You don't want to do it at home with the wife. Is a little bit of class. And he said, "Look at you. You look amazing." He goes, "I do a bit of bodybuilding on the side." Like, "Okay, we're going to train you. Do you want to become a wrestler and like $200,000 a year?" "Hell yeah!"
Were they making $200,000 a year back then?
In like '85, yeah.
Amazing.
If you are over and when the territory's hot, that did not look good. Anyway, Lissy, tell us about you are now a ring announcer and backstage. Tell us how you fell into that.
Will you stop?
Lissy's got 7 weeks left on the podcast, by the way, guys, so make the most of it.
Why? What's happening? Where are we going?
You're going to get poached on it.
Oh, get out of here. No.
Will you stop?
This podcast is my number one priority in life.
Say this podcast is my life. Like, we don't get that from JJ.
It is. This podcast is more important than
your cat.
No, nothing's more important.
Hey, Ducky. You need Ducky out of this.
No, Ducky doesn't even. She's not even in the ranking. She's part of me.
You're saying in terms of all the multimedia jobs that you have in the industry, this is your number one priority.
This is still my number one priority. Yes, thank you.
Period.
Let's say, give the promotion a plug.
Oh, sure. So last week I started doing backstage interviews for CCW Coastal Championship Wrestling. They're based out of South Florida. They are the premier wrestling company in South Florida. That's not just me saying it. I was a big fan before, I even started working with them. I used to go to their shows all the time. So pretty cool. I even did a little bit of ring announcing on the pre-show. I'm not going to say I was great at it, but I mean, we know what to say. Like, if you've been watching wrestling as long as we've been watching it, you kind of, you have an idea of what to say. So it's more so just like, deriving your style. But I did many backstage interviews. It was just like a really great experience, and just kind of being able to work on the other side of the business is awesome. So very excited for it, and just happy to be involved. Happy to be here, guys.
When you do cool. You were posting clips of you watching like Cha Cha Charlie, last month? And
yeah.
And you're there interviewing him backstage.
I know.
When you do the ring announcing, have you got some cue cards, or you have to remember everyone's build, weight?
No, it's all right here.
Amazing.
Lissy, give us an example of one of the intros, please.
No.
Come on.
I won't do it. No.
You want to see it? You gotta buy a ticket, guys.
With a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring.
There it is. You did it for me. I don't have to do it.
Lissy did tell us off air.
I would imagine in that position, I'd want to go really extravagant with it, but knowing I've got to take this seriously, like at the same time. So
yeah.
I'm thinking, do I go? How thick do you go here?
Well,
Make it to the ring, Machi. What do you always call it? Randy, Macho Man, Savage.
I think you've got to have like a bit of panache, right, so that people remember you a little bit, but you can't take away from the situation too much.
Yeah.
Fine line to walk.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like I said, it's like still finding my distinct style of interviewing and, any type of announcing that they want me to do. But I mean, it's a work in progress, right? I'm learning. So I'm trying to like take it super seriously, but also not be too hard on myself at the same time.
Absolutely. It's very much a secondary income to the high flying Lissy Almeida. You've missed a tremendous Alabama jam here.
I've maxed out on jobs. This is it. I can't take another one.
Try saying that to Vince. You'll be pinned in 12 seconds. Oh, hot tag to Barry Windham.
Betty.
I can't say that without sounding very Yorkshire. It's a very Yorkshire saying. Big power slam. That crowd are going nuts.
All 200 people. Are there 200 people there? Probably.
I think they'd have even less, I want to say.
Oh.
They'd have especially 3 rows on 3 sides of the ring, right? We don't see enough atomic drops.
Big.
Huge.
Look how over Barry is at this time, man. The problem was, so they brought Barry in late '84, and he was seen as the signing for Jim Crockett.
We watched it, didn't we? When they gave him a Corvette.
Yeah.
Or whatever car they gave him.
'84 on Mid-Atlantic, yeah, and he was like the big signing. And then within like 4 months, Vince had loaded him away, and he was. Did he not in the first WrestleMania? He won the tag belts with Mike Rotundo, right? Was it called Team USA or something?
Yeah.
So that's why Magnum TA came down. So yeah, it was kind of they bit apprehensive about. I suppose it's pushing the guy at work who like is always rigging in late or phones in sick, and whereas if you're a bit more boring and reliable,
we know the vibes.
Just as Ronnie was, you're gonna get the gig.
Listen, sometimes consistency is key.
Are you gonna give us a parable about the hair and the tortoise?
No, that was all I had.
Have you Googled any of these wonderful towns I was telling you about?
No. Which towns?
JJ, tell her she's missing out.
Which town? Scarborough. Do you know what?
Bridlington.
I know these places.
Scarborough.
Scarbados.
I was watching the Jeff Stelling video 20 years ago of him telling us on Soccer Saturday about Jimmy Glass's last-minute goal for Carlisle to send them down to non-league.
Oh, the keeper who was on loan.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you know that reference, enjoy yourself.
That is such a niche reference for a very predominantly American-watched wrestling podcast.
This is fine.
Just search Jimmy Glass, Carlisle, and you'll have a good time.
Carlisle.
Yeah, Carlisle is a shithole, but Scarborough is beautiful.
It's probably hard to spell Carlisle just as an American.
Probably hard to spell Scarborough unless you're British. Scarborough.
Oh, it's no, don't say that. We are from New England. We are from New England, where there's all of the boroughs and all of the shires and the Worcesters and all of the British names. So we know how to spell it up there.
So as long as you can spell scar, you're okay.
Yeah, very niche reference for anyone out there. Anyway, you made the point about the Connect thing. Surely, if you were a wrestler, you should have gone to wrestling school.
Why?
No?
I mean, you don't have to, as they've proven.
Very true. Have you watched Dynamite from last night?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Is there anything that you can give away without telling any spoilers?
MJF is an absolute gem.
Really? I'm so excited for that.
And everyone who's ever been pinned on the basis of a coffin drop is now a fucking dweeb. That's all I can tell you.
Listen, did you watch it?
No, I didn't. No, I was watching Outlander, one of my favorite shows.
I can't believe you wrestling on the telly and you didn't watch it. That's very unlike you.
No, I just, you know what? I love wrestling so much, but sometimes I need a little breaky break.
Is it one meeting with Big Time Bex and then we get Big Time Liz?
Ha ha ha. No, but you guys, like, think about it. We have Monday Night Raw. No, Sunday was Backlash. We have Monday Night Raw.
2503, that's a meme. 2503.
Tuesday was NXT. Wednesday, you have the Dynamite.
JJ,
Thursday,
insert the Craig David joke here. Carry on, sorry.
I know, right? Thursday, you have Impact. Friday, you have SmackDown and Rampage. Like, guys, I love wrestling, but like, I have to have a little bit of a life. Jeez.
This is why I'm glad NXT sucks now, because that just saves me a day, you know?
NXT does
a
not
night free.
take it back. NXT does not suck.
NXT is just a bit much, isn't it?
I will fight you.
If you're like a 7-year-old or a 7-year-old, you'll love it. But
my grandpa loves it.
It's just a bit. I watched it. It's just tits and nonsense, and you know.
Oh my god.
It worked for me 20 years ago in the Attitude Era, but we've got Pornhub now, guys.
There is some good wrestling on there, guys. Aside from the tits.
But it's just like, yeah.
You know Vince loves the ladies on that show, don't you? He does.
I used to love NXT when it was an hour as well. Like now it's 2 hours and the quality's gone down. I just can't do it.
Did you see the Triple H rationale on that? Was it the earnings call last month? Well, you know, we had a big swell of momentum, and you know these kids, they're not ready for TV. But hell, it's the only way they're gonna get ready for TV. What? Yeah, so they're not ready, but we're gonna put them on TV anyway. And we're trying to rebrand, and we're going in the right direction. He just says nothing.
You don't got it. What do they say?
But hey, they've had more money in the last spot than they ever have. So.
Okay, guys. Okay, fine. I'm not. You know what? It's 9:30 in the morning here. I don't have the energy because I still have to work my real job. So I have to save my argument, my argumentative side for the rest of the day. Lissy, whatever you guys say.
Do you have an opinion on what's the exact terminology? Masturbatory Bret Hart matches.
First of all, I really just like that term. To be very honest with you, I don't appreciate it.
Wanky?
Like I don't appreciate it because it's like
great line though. Great line.
Yes, I loved it. Like why? Like what is wrong with paying homage to wrestlers in matches? Like let's pause. Rewind. When we look at like they were showing like the similarities between like WrestleMania this year and previous matches and stuff like that. Like,
I'm sorry, Carmen.
If you want to pay homage to Brett and Owen in an Owen tournament, what's wrong with that? And these guys are like FTR, they're the biggest Brett fans. So why shouldn't they do that? I don't understand. I don't see the big deal.
Lissy, you do realize he was cutting a heel promo?
Me?
Oh, Hangman.
Hangman was cutting a real promo.
No, I know, but like also.
Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe.
Is he a heel?
Look at Lissy. Now that she's in the business, she protects it. You love to see it. You really do.
No, I'm serious. Like, is he a heel? Is he a heel?
I don't know. I haven't watched Dynamite yet. I'm excited.
I've watched, but Dynamite this week was in Long Island, right? And they obviously hate Punk because of MJF, so they kind of had to switch it up a little bit again. So I don't know what they're doing, but who the hell cares? It's gonna be a fucking awesome match.
Are we gonna be live streaming? Oh, Cornette's got the racket ready.
Let's go. Waffled him.
Oh, Barry gets it first. Oh, and stand.
Uh-oh. Jim is running and he is not suitably attired for that.
Not with the pink shoes. Sleeper hold. This just screams shenanigans.
That was like the lightest, most ginger chair shot ever.
Teddy Long has absolutely lost control.
Where is Teddy?
Come on, wake up, Teddy. God damn it.
Get in the damn ring.
You know what? For this show, this match was very long.
That was 20 minutes.
We've got new champions. But we've got new champions.
New US Tag Team Champions.
US Tag Team Champions. This is a very rare 1 hour show for World Championship Wrestling. But Lissy, if I'm not mistaken, around this time, it's playoff season, right?
May, yes.
NBA?
Yes.
And TBS, which is why you see the rejig format. TBS, TNT, always got the The basketball.
Yeah, and if it was 1987, the Celtics were on, baby.
The Celtics.
The Boston Celtics.
I thought that this is the time when the LA things at Los Angeles Lakers. There you go. That's the one.
The Lakers. The Celtics were the team back then and still are today, by the way.
Well, Ric Flair was a big LA fan. That's why Dusty would come out wearing Boston Celtic jerseys all the time. And the jacket.
We used to be we have like in Boston. There's like the Beat LA chant. What is happening?
You're a turkey. These people are turkeys. The Lakers are winning in 3.
Actually, I just realized, what is this porn star mustache that he has going on?
There's an interview from around this time with it was Rick Rude, Manny Fernandez, and Paul Jones being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. All 4 of them with the thick stashes. I mean, just for the record, Rick Rude has the best mustache of all time.
No one's arguing.
Rick Rude definitely, Rick Rude. I mean, I love Rick Rude because he had the best mustache. It was always so well kept.
Like a well-groomed stash.
Yeah, because if you're gonna have one like that, it has to be, you have to keep up with it. JJ knows.
There's a guy at work called Keith who has a very thin stash. I think it just looks like a lot of upkeep.
Hey Keith.
Big Keith.
Got the little 70s porn star stash going on.
Yeah. Apparently he's misses as well. Ashley's a big wrestling fan. Might get her on one day. Let's see if I need to get some brownie points at work.
Do you guys watch Family Guy? There's an episode where like Peter has to he's trying to break into a safe or something. And the question is, what's the ugliest name in the English language? And he goes, Keith.
And it just opens. Yeah. Great times.
I love that show.
Yeah, that's why the mother-in-law only in the week just got, because I call George Stewie because he's got a big head.
Oh,
hey, Stewie. And she didn't get, why did he call him Stewie? I showed it to the Family Guy. Jack, that's horrible.
Oh, God.
Hey, Stewie, his best friend Brian here. Stop calling him that.
It's okay. He'll grow into it.
He's very out of proportion. I didn't call him. I called him Football Head, but no one here got it.
Arnold.
Hey, Arnold. Again, I'm watching that as a kid. Why did they call him Football Head? His head's not even round. I don't get it.
I had the exact same
American cartoons as a 6-year-old.
Hey, Arnold was the best.
Why is Helga so angry? I don't get it.
Guys, did Hey Arnold not have the best bedroom? Did you not want that bedroom?
With the ceiling?
Amazing. Everything was electronic, especially back then. We had nothing electronic. Everything opened with a remote. His bed came out the wall. Come on.
Your granddad's the coolest as well.
Granddad knew what he was doing.
Honestly, it's like when I first got my first computer at age, I want to say 10, this is it. This is my first step to becoming Dexter. I'm going to get my own laboratory next. That was a little ginger kid with glasses as well.
You were breaking in.
Jacob's lab. Are they still cutting this promo?
Guys, I'm sorry. This is very long. This is
time here.
Look at Jimmy. He's not all right.
Onyx just woke up from the sleeper.
Used cars.
One match show. So I think we talked about Barry Windham versus Ric Flair on Worldwide. They had Ron Garvin versus Tully Blanchard. But the fact that they've actually had to stick in a Freebirds video and a Flair package and the stall in here, this match should have gone longer.
No, it wasn't just a Freebirds video. It was a Freebirds music video. Please remember that.
I mentioned earlier about they couldn't rely on other people. Rick Rude is one half of the World Tag Team Championship at this time, and he leaves in 2 weeks up north with the gold still. Him and Manny Fernandez are the Tag Team Champions. So I think Dusty and Jim Crockett and Flair, they were terrified of Vince because he was wrestling outside of, what do you call it, the Southeast? What do you call it? That little... Hub in the corner.
The Northeast?
No, I'm saying bar. I mean, Jim Crockett Promotions, World Championship Wrestling, NWA. At this time, St. Louis has gone. Mid-South's been sold. Texas isn't what it used to. So it's what Maryland. I'm trying to imagine a map in my head. Put it this way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maryland, the Carolinas, Virginia, West Virginia, Georgia, and that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Vince had everything. In fact, WrestleMania 2 was it was from California, Chicago, and New York.
That, you know what? That still was a bad idea. The 3 locations, because it's like, okay, whatever. We don't even talk about it.
You're watching 2/3 of it on a big screen.
Yeah, like it's like when they did Raw, like that Raw anniversary a few years ago. JJ, I don't know if you remember. And they did
Well,
like,
that's how I would remember it.
yeah, like they did the old school one with like, you know, Hall, Nash, all of them, and then they did like a real one, and it's like it's never a good idea because the only person that loses is the fans that are actually there.
On Mental Health Awareness Month, isn't that when Dax said to Sean he's been a bit depressed, and then he laughed about it in front of his mates? Hey, look at the depressed guy over here. Hey, buddy. Yep. Jack, it is 7 minutes past 10. I am not able for you shitting on Shawn Michaels at this time of the day. Do it in 12 hours.
So that is that.
I love
World
Shawn.
Championship Wrestling.
So.
Hey, he was going through some things. It was 2018. Yeah, I mean, but still, he found Jesus 15 years ago.
I'm having a hard time, guys. Just leave me alone, okay?
You're having a hard time? You're living your best life.
I know, but I'm having a hard time. I don't speak.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
I do know what hard times are. I'm having a hard time because I don't speak poorly about Shawn Michaels, but you guys know I'm a very big mental health advocate. So I feel like that was really unfair and really sad that it happened.
I wouldn't say that. I just say a lot of those jock types. Do you know, if we were to have like a high school reunion, right? And the guys who are kind of dicks then, and they're nice now, once they get in that clique,
that group, yeah.
Again, it's gonna come out.
Yeah, it always comes out. You know how it is.
In the UK, JJ would probably call it what? Lads.
Yeah, old habits die hard.
I don't know. I think that's unfair. Group of lads can be. It's just certain groups that just tick. Or also some. I'm
trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Or some people who are just, can be nice one-on-one, but then they get into that group of friends who are arseholes and just behave like an arsehole. It happens.
Yeah.
People. It happens, buddy.
Anyway, what did you make of that?
I'm at the point where I think John and I are just gonna start choosing the shows because I can't go on like this. I can't.
You've got to keep the big star happy as well, you know what I mean? Bit like Rick Rude being the tag champion there. I don't know when Vince is going to come calling. I can't give you the power of choosing the shows, Lissy, because then when you get poached away, then what do? I'm out of practice.
I'm not going anywhere.
Coastal Championship Wrestling now, the world tomorrow. JJ, what do you want to see more of? Give us. We're in May.
Attitude Era.
I don't mind, we can just flit around from here, there, and everywhere.
I was going to choose a Raw from, I think it's May 20th, 98. The show's an hour and a half long, and someone's got a meeting.
Can do that. We can record that next Monday, ready for the 19th. No, wait, I don't know. That doesn't quite work out. Anyway, whatever.
99 is what I was, again, if we watched the video in the week, the main event of Raw, 10th of May 99 was Vince, The Rock, and Stone Cold against Shane, Triple H, and The Undertaker. Yeah. And there's
what a time to be alive.
People being choked, there's chair shots. That was when we saw the debut of Beaver Cleavage.
Oh my God! Please skip.
JJ, have you seen Beaver Cleavage?
Skip.
I have seen the
vignettes.
I saw one of the vignettes I'd never seen before in my life, and it's just like, wow. I can't believe this was even made, let alone aired.
That was nasty.
Anyway, listen, I mentioned that you walked out there. Did you see the baddies section on Dynamite last week? And their promo with period. Gimmick infringement, buddy. You gotta get a lawyer onto them.
First of all, you guys, I'm sorry, you guys don't even know this because like you're not with the shits, and I totally get it.
We're not with the shits.
It's actually the city girls who say period. So I didn't start it, but it's good that you guys think I did.
What is a baddie section? Can you explain for
the baddie section? Is
just middle class white men, yeah.
It's just Jade's girls. So I was there in Boston when they did like one of the first baddie sections, and I'm pretty sure it was just like local bottle girls or something that they had in the crowd. And
you say bottle girls?
You don't know what they are. You don't go to the clubs, so it doesn't matter.
I go to the clubs to work in men's clubs. You find the pint at the Primrose Hill.
Yeah, but I mean, now she has Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan. So I think they're actually gelling together really nicely into like a little stable. So excited to see where that goes, because I like Red Velvet mostly because she's from South Florida. Like, I live here now, so I have to support my people. But and Kiera Hogan too, who's like super talented. She's had like a lot of like good matches with like Mickie James and stuff, but I think she just needed a good platform. And I think it's good that they're, putting them together. Because at the end of the day, they're getting some heat and momentum. And I think the AEW women's division kind of needs that too, because it's just like, I could see a directional, shift going where those three versus I was gonna say Brooke.
Britt, Jamie, and
Britt Baker. Why was I going to say Brooke? Britt Baker and her too. So, I mean, fingers crossed. Do the right booking, Tony, and I'd love to see it.
JJ, do you think we'll see, speaking of trios, do you think we'll see this trios title ever come to life?
I was going to mention this actually when we saw the titles, the US tag titles on the screen. Apparently the trios titles have been made and they are in the building. So it's going to happen soon. I was going to ask you guys, whilst we're talking AEW, who are your guys' picks for the Owen Hart, the men's and women's? I know you haven't both watched Dynamite yet, so you might actually pick someone that's already out.
It would be such a shit stirring move to get Adam Cole, given he's like Sean's boy. That'd be really funny. But I'd give it Joe. He's come in with a big bang. He's won the arrows. I don't like the stuff with Joe Lee, so it's just a waste of time. Joe's better than that. I'd put it on Joe. And in terms of the women's one, I don't know again. I don't know the results from last night.
It's going to be Tony. It has to be Tony.
I'm guessing Tony Storm beats Jamie, and I presume she wins it. So I think you've got to.
But she's got Britt Baker in the next round if she does win. So it's either Tony or. I mean, we know. I know who wins it, but it would have been either Tony or Jamie versus Britt. So
Britt, I like Britt as a call. I think they really need to start when somebody comes in, build them, because people get brought in and then they get lost in the shuffle, and it's just a bit of a waste of time.
Britt does not need it. Sorry.
No, I agree. So we're saying Tony
doesn't need it, but I think it would help her.
Who, Britt?
Yeah.
She needs it?
No, I said she doesn't. No, she doesn't need it, but it would be like Owen Hart was there with. He didn't have the title, and he was. I remember Owen with the Slammies everywhere.
Yeah.
And she'd milk it. I imagine Britt would do. She'd really.
Yeah, I think she. Yeah, I think she would milk it too, because I mean, I think she definitely needs some type of repackaging from a heel standpoint, because she's not the champion anymore, so she doesn't have that to stand behind. So if you're looking for like a new accolade for her to be able to like kind of go out and build off of and boast, yeah, I could see it for Britt, but I don't know. If they want to build Tony properly, I think it's going to be Tony, because I mean, if you're just going to bury her, why bring her on?
Yeah, I think you've got to get other people up to Britt's level. Like we know that Britt has already, she carried the women's division definitely through the COVID era, and they're bringing other people up to that level. But I think they need to, if they're bringing someone like Toni Storm, I think they need to bring her up to that level. And winning the Owen Hart would obviously be a huge way to start achieving that.
Okay, any predictions then before we wrap up? Predictions for the JJ? You've not said who you think will and should win it.
I like the Samoa Joe pick. I'm interested to see who the Joker's going to be next week that Samoa Joe has to face in the first round.
It's going to be Claudio, isn't it?
Could be loads of people, couldn't it?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. You've been betting on it.
Well, it seems like Jay Lethal and that group have been somehow involved, and they seem to intimate on Dynamite that they knew who it was going to be, but they said it wasn't. Sorry, they said it wasn't going to be Satnam Singh. So
now, is that a failed disaster or what? This is a.
Could be Cesaro, could be Miro, could be Kenny Omega.
Ooh.
Is that too soon?
Kenny's not ready yet, is he?
I don't think Kenny's ready.
And I don't think they just bring him back for as a Joker on Dynamite. Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot more there. But yeah, it could just be someone from New Japan as well, right? I mean, there's a shit ton of people that they could bring over for a match.
Are we going to live stream All Out?
It's been some time since they had a big debut. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if it was like Claudio or something. But at the same time, I think everyone knows I'm a little spent on the AEW big announcements and big signings, because it's like, can we just work with the people that we have now? The roster's already there.
It's just equivalent, Lissy. You see that friend who has a new like boyfriend or girlfriend every 3 or 4 weeks. Like, guys, just hang around with the same guy now. Have a few dates. Just see how it goes. Just calm down.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, buddy. Take it easy. All right. Well, we will see next week. I'm sure Lissy and I will be caught up in Dynamite. This will be going out as you're watching. This is the Monday, the 16th, 35th anniversary of Jim Cornette and the Midnight winning the United States Tag Team titles. They will hold that for a record 18 months, and then they would obviously drop them once they became world champions after beating Arn and Tully in September of '88. From John Jacobs, Lissy, Almeida, and Jack Milner, we will find something much better for you to watch next week. I promise.
Thanks, George.
Bye-bye.